there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel and welcome to Figure It Out Friday. This is a fun series that MK and I are doing where Mondays we make a mixed media background. Wednesdays, we figure out what we're doing with it, what goes with it Wednesday, and packing up a kit because we're traveling. And then we are going to figure out how to put it all together on Friday. So I did pack this kit. I'm not traveling yet. I did have a little bit of extra time, which is a shocker. I'm going to try to put this kit together today before I get on a plane tomorrow. Well, tonight before I get on a plane tomorrow, because this video actually has to be up the next day, and I would prefer not to have to do any editing while I am in the midst of traveling on a travel day. So we're going to go ahead and just give it a shot and see what we come up with. I did pack extra papers and some stickers, and so we're going to go with that. So here we are. I do know that this is going up here if you watched on Monday, or maybe even Wednesday. I don't even remember if I showed it in the video, but these waves go like so. And then I pulled out a bunch of other stuff. So let's see what happens. I'm going to keep it in real time today. Only so I don't have to do extra editing. Real time is actually a little bit faster for me. I know it on the editing portion or the uploading portion, it's not any faster for you guys, but it's actually slower because you see it in real time. But actually some people really enjoy that. So, oh boy, it looks like my sequin pack leaked. They are all in my little pocket here. So let's see here. That's not a good thing. Yikes. Let's see if we can put those back in there. It looks like I'm now shooting sequins at myself. I know I have a little bag here that I opened yesterday. I'm just going to dump it in here because that's going to keep it from creating a bigger mess for me later, since they're already leaking. It's not really sequin sized bag, but that's okay. It's better than the mess of them all over the place. So my apologies for this slight departure of putting a layout together, because I did not plan this, as you can see. But I'm leaving it in the video because I don't have time for a bunch of editing right now. Okay, I think I'm going to leave those in there, and then, well, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to put these ones in here. The ones that are in the bottom, I'm just going to leave them in the bottom of the pouch there, mostly because that way it won't take up your time. I can figure that out later, like when I come home. But the ones that are spilling out, I'm going to go ahead and try and put them in here. Okay. Oh my goodness, there's one that won't come off my finger. Okay. I have two photos, and it's my little guy swimming, learning some strokes here. I don't know if I'm going to mat that or not. I apparently did not include any paper to mat those. So I think I will be adding some papers. I do like that there because I know it covers that bush. I don't really want the bush in this photo, but I also don't like that space. So let's see if we can conveniently place it so it's covering it up. I also don't want to cover him up. So there is that. I don't actually honestly remember what I put in here because frankly, I've packed like, I don't know, 10 or 12 kits since I actually packed this one. I kind of like this swim, and I know I had the words Ready, Set, Swim cut out. So maybe I will use the Ready, Set, Swim and use that. So I think my first order of business is to get this put down. And I had thought about doing a bunch of stitching on it. Oh, I don't know that that's going to happen because time has gotten away from me, and if I can avoid having to take the time to do that right now, it would be fantastic. I have these rays, but oh my gosh, you guys. Good thing my brain works, right? Because the water's at the bottom, the sun is at the top. I'm like, why is this not working? Okay, let's try that again. Everything just gets switched around. Gotta have room for the rays up here. And I don't know if any are smaller than others. I don't Oh, that one's a tiny bit smaller. So maybe it can be the one that's right at the middle at the top because there's not a ton of room up there. And I'm sure my spacing is not perfect, but we'll figure it out here as we go. Okay, honestly, I do not like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8, which it stands to reason that there would be one more on this side than that side since my waves are going to cover it up. So let's move everything just a little bit this way, but we're going to swap those two so that one's in the middle. And then we're going to get these ones so that they are very similarly spaced to these ones. And maybe put that one up there. This one is also kind of smaller. Okay, I think that looks good. I think that's going to be where it goes. I can't get too much more to the top just because of the rays. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those down. I'm not going to pop them up onto any foam or anything because if I do that, then everything down here is going to have to be popped up. And I don't really need it to take up all of that space. There's a little bit of something on my layout. Ah, blue. Say no. Say no to blue, you guys. I don't know if I can get that off. I have a sand eraser here, but I feel like it's going to take off the actual... here, maybe we just move this guy over a little bit. Oh, that's a hot mess. Okay, it covers it up mostly, but I don't know. It is what it is. I'm going to try not to mess with it because I feel like it's going to make it even worse. I don't really want to do my background over. I might be able to lift some of that because this is actually on watercolor paper and it does sometimes allow for that, but I don't know if it's going to mess up the rest of my background. I don't know. Maybe I can conveniently place a couple of embellishments up in that area. We'll see. I am doing the rays first because that's going to kind of give me a guide as to where all of this goes. So we'll see. Something else I did not throw in my bag is my acrylic blocks. And I'm feeling like I might need to throw at least one of them in to be my second hand, or my third hand actually, because, you know, I do have 2 hands. To be my third hand to hold things like this down. And I know that looks dirty, but it is not dirty. So I'm just going with it. Let's go ahead and get this. So this is, the blue up here is probably from one of these. That would be my best guess as to where that came from. And I am just using the liquid glue because I find the liquid glue holds mixed media way better than any ATG or anything like that. Any of those type of snail type glues. Snail glue, is that what it's called? Tape runner. Also, it gives me a little bit of wiggle room because I can kind of slide it around if I need to. Can't slide it too much on this because the I didn't go high enough, but let's see if we can go just a tad higher without showing any of that glue that I just put down. Yeah. It does give you some wiggle room so that you can kind of wiggle things around and get them placed where you want them, as long as it doesn't pick up the watercolor. The watercolor. Okay, getting our waves on, and I hope I still have room at the bottom here and I didn't go too low for my photos. Yikes. That way just a little bit because I don't want the sun ray showing right through there. So that's my thought process here. We're gonna go ahead and squash those down with that. Now I need to decide if I'm going to put something. I don't think I'm going to actually mat my photos. I was considering it, but I feel like they show up okay. I don't think I need to mat them, but we're gonna just do a little test and see what we've got going here. I've got these words, ready, set, swim, so I'm gonna get that together. The question is, do I use the swim that's on the other paper and fussy cut those out, this guy, or do I use the ones that I cut? I should mention that this is also a video for Off the Board, because I was inspired by a specific layout for this title, and the layout is from Pinterest. So this is an off the board challenge, which means we are using Pinterest pins to inspire our layouts. So I think that's a W, and I think this is an M. I think that's a D. Oh my goodness. I probably could have done a better job of figuring this out. R. Here's the R. Ready? Set. S. W. I. M. And then it's got some commas. That's the inside of the I, the dot of the I, not the actual I. This is the inside of the dot. And I don't know what happened to the other part of my I. Oh, right here. This is the other part. It just looks too narrow, but I guess it's correct because there is the other one. So R, E, and I'm figuring this out ahead of time, because if you don't figure it out ahead of time, you think this is a G, it's actually an A. So it's better to lay it all out ahead of time so that you don't get your mixed media all on the wrong side and all that and have to go back and redo it, because that just gets messy and it takes time. Oh my goodness, the I does not want to stay. There's that. And here's the S-E-T. Ready, set, swim. There's the comma, and I think I just dropped the other comma. I might have a missing comma, you guys. I might have a missing comma. I don't know where the other one is, because that is not it. That is like the center of an E or an R or something. I do feel like one went flying. The question is, where did it go? Making sure it's not on my pants before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Okay, well, my floor is actually fairly clean for as much as going on in here, but I don't see the other part of the eye, so I'm just going to keep moving forward, and I might have to like either hand cut another one of those or end up cutting it on my machine, or maybe it's under here. I don't know. Maybe it could also be in here still. Doesn't look like it though. It does not look like it. But we're just going to keep going and see what happens. So the question is, what do I want to ink with? I was thinking black, but maybe navy blue. Let's see what navy blue looks like. I do have my small juniper mist is packed, but it is the one color that I have a small and a large of because I love this color. So we're going to go with it. Let me just see how it looks against this layout. We're going to just put a little bit on here. I do like that because it's the really dark color of the blue. So I think that's what I'm going to do. The question is, do I just do this? I think so. I think that's what I'm going to do, you guys. I think I'm just going to pop it down on there. Give it good coverage. I should put all these letters over here so they can start picking up the ink, right? Then I'll have really nice blue fingers. Yeah, that didn't work so well for me. You never know. I feel like the eye is going to just get picked up by my ink pad, but we're going to try. Let's move that bad boy over so we don't get a big mess on there. Know anything about me, that's all going to get picked up by some other paper. The W is having an issue. Okay, I think we got it. I think it's good enough. I do think I need to move this off to the side. See, the sand is not blue. And I think I'm going to use this sprayer because this sprayer puts out like a fine mist rather than potentially shooting it down and making ink go everywhere. I think this will just give me a nice fine mist. But look at all of that beautiful juiciness, you guys. Beautiful blue juicy. And in the event that I decide to belatedly back my photos or map my photos, this would be the perfect paper because now it is the perfect color. I'm going to set this aside. That's so pretty. Okay, set that aside. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and clean this off. The beauty of having a glass mat, you guys. Now, this is definitely darker than these, but that's okay. We're going to see how it looks when it's all put together before it's glued. We'll see how it looks when it's all put together and then have to redo the whole thing. That's not me. The question is, do I leave it white? I kind of... Let's look and see what... I'm kind of thinking I want them this bit of bubbly color. So I might actually have to go and paint those a bit of bubbly, which is this Lindy's Magical. Luckily, it's on my shelf right in front of my face. Maybe one of these days I'll get up the gumption to go ahead and do a room tour. I know I've been asked before, but I've never done it. Not a full room tour anyway. And I think when I did my last one, it was with a class, part of a class, and I have changed rooms since then, so it's all a little bit different now. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna like that. So I'm not going in as dark as what the sun is made out of, but I think this is gonna work really well. But I did not give myself enough for all of these letters. Okay. Let's move that out of the way. These letters over here. Some coverage. I'm not trying to repaint the Y. There's a little bit much on there because it was like the first little stab at it, but after the R, after I loaded up my pigment a bit more, and so it's a little yellower, but that's okay. It's not really yellow, it's gold. It's very rudimentary, but there is another comma here, and I might be able to touch that up with smaller scissors. My tiny scissors are missing So that's fun. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and glue this after I close this, because that would be a major disaster if I spill that. Excuse me. I'm like losing my voice. My other bottle of glue is also packed, so this one is not the fullest one. I'm also thinking I should wipe up the puddle here because I just set my glue in it. Okay. There's good things about the glass mat and not so great things. The not so great thing is when you have a really light color, you might not see it. I don't know how this font is going to fare with that other font that is super playful, because this one is definitely not as playful. This is one of those letters. It's like, is it a B, a P, a D? I suppose it could even be a Q. It's one of those ones that you gotta know what you're spelling. I took, the kids I take care of, the girls wanted to learn how to scrapbook. Sorry if I got really quiet. They wanted to learn how to do a scrapbook this summer, and so they've been working on their little pages, and they've only got a couple of them done. It's very hard to split your time between a 3-year-old who has about 3 minutes of attention span for crafty stuff and trying to teach a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old how to actually do a scrapbook. Even letting them do a lot of it themselves. I mean, they're doing it themselves, but without me like correcting every move and all of that kind of stuff, because obviously they're not going to do it how I do it, but giving them just the basics so that they can kind of figure out stuff. And I don't know where I was going with this thought, you guys. Oh my goodness. Yeah, anyway, it's interesting. Oh, what I was going to say is, and it really had nothing to do with scrapbooking, huh? I had cut some letters. Actually, it was for a report. So I cut some letters for one of the older one had a report that she had to do at the end of the school year. And then the younger one wanted something cut to make a sign. And so I cut it with 2 layers, much like this. And they painted them and then went to put them together, and they realized they painted the wrong side. So yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that. I don't know why I even brought up their scrapbooking, but they did learn from the report and making the sign that they do need to check to make sure their letters are going the right way. So that's kind of fun. Fun little fact. I've already learned it. This is probably going to be a really long video, you guys. I'm so sorry. But maybe you like long videos. I mean, I know some people really love them. I just hope you don't get tired of listening to me do nothing. I mean, not that I'm doing nothing, but talking about nothing. Okay, I feel like this needs a little deeper cut there. And I'm gonna have to turn it over to do the other side. And a little straighter cut right there. So it looks more like has that little hook on it. I think that's gonna be fine. Is what it is. I'm the only one who's gonna know besides you guys. So don't zoom in too close to that one when you look at the still shots. Okay. It's good. It's good. It's good. There we go. We have a title. Move that guy over. And then I got to actually clean my desk off because there is gold all over it. So we're going to do that really quickly here and do I kind of like that one up a little higher. Yeah, higher. I do kind of like that. And then we've got swim. I think I'm going to use this swim because I feel like this one is going to be, it's way more playful. And it doesn't go with that one. As much as I like this paper, I think it's going to be this, I think it's going to be the one I cut, because otherwise it's going to be too much of a pain to try to make it more whimsical. The other one is very whimsical, and this does not feel really whimsical to me. maybe I'll save that one for when they're actually just swimming for fun in the pool instead of an actual swim lesson. Okay. And this one, I feel like that's really cute. Ready, set, swim. Okay, I like that. In which case, I think I'm not going to use anything on here. I'm going to set that paper aside. We'll save it for another project. I was going to try and do some stitching on here, but I'm not sure I'm going to do even the stitching. But I do have these orange bits. I have this green bit because I thought I could also bring in green, but there is no green in my photos. I thought I could bring it in case I wanted to use something off of the green areas that say like fun and sun, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to keep it orange and blue, which it was the whole idea behind the colors that were chosen for this, because it was part of Tara's, oh my gosh, Rainbow Crush series, and the idea was to use complementary colors, which orange and blue are complementary colors on the color wheel, which means they live directly across from each other on a color wheel. That's what a complementary color is. It doesn't mean just orange and blue. It means any color, like red and green are across from each other, yellow and purple, any of those colors that go across from each other could be used. And so that was the idea. And that's what I started with. But when I packed my kit on Wednesday, which was actually Rainbow Crush, I did think, well, I could bring in a little bit of green because her direction was to do 75% green. 75% your colors. I'm sorry, I'm very distracted right now, and I think that's because there's other things going on in the house, and yeah, that's not your fault. That is just me. I think I like this right here. Hello, summer, ready, set, swim. This says you are fabulous. This is, again, more whimsical, which I think it could work. I do have this too much fun in the sun, but it's kind of big, and I don't think it really goes so great. So I think I might still use this, even though it's a little bit more whimsical. I think it'll be okay. I did put this in case I needed some letters, but I don't. I could put the enjoy, but I think I'm going to pass on that. And I don't know that there's a whole lot on here that I even need to use, because I feel like it's already got a lot going on. I might pull this make a splash in. No, I don't think I'm going to. I think I like the orange better for this particular layout. There are some orange hearts on there that could potentially work. So I think I'm going to glue this down, get all that set, and then I will tuck these where I want them. And then I don't think it's going to need a whole lot more. So let's do that really quickly here. I don't know how quickly this is actually going to go, but we're going to give it our best shot. I'm going to use a little liquid glue, and I'm not going all the way to the edges with my liquid glue in case I want to tuck some labels or something in. So that is pretty common for me. I don't always go to the, I usually don't go all the way to the edge because I like to tuck things. Look, I went a little lower and a little further out. So let's scoot those back in a little bit more. Okay, because I don't want to make my layout lower or my photos lower. Okay, I think that's going to go right there. And I do know that's a little bit close to him, but it covers up that bush really well, and then it doesn't leave a gap over here. So I'm okay with that. A-okay. Swim. I feel like I need tweezers for this. Anybody else a big fan of the tweezers? Because I gotta tell you, tweezers are my friend. I feel like my fingers are so big and fat, which, I mean, I don't think they're really fatter than, like, I don't think they're really fat, but when I'm trying to look beyond them, I need the tweezers because I cannot see. I can't get a good idea of anything when my hand's in the way. So the tweezers are where it's at least for me. Okay, we've got swim, a comma with the set. And I do love that putting the offset for these words, just, oh my gosh, it makes it so much easier to figure out spacing because some of them are already attached. Do you guys do that on your, I did these on my Cameo, my Silhouette Cameo, but if you've got a Cricut, you can do it on there also. Is that something that you guys do? Do you know how to do that? That is actually a good question. Do you know how to do that? It's not super hard, but I'm always interested in knowing what other people know because in case you didn't know, MK and I do have a cut file class coming up, and there are going to be some elements of it that we show you how to do on your computer with your software. And if it's something that you don't know and you want to know how to do, I would love to know that because maybe we can include that part in the class. We do have some things that we know we're doing, but we've left ourselves a little room in case people need to know some things that that would help them. So we've left ourselves a little bit of room for maneuvering in that area with regard to some digital content. So it would be a video showing the screen as we do it. Is that something that you're interested in? And did you even know we have a cut file class coming up? We're doing it different this year. In case you're somebody who has followed along in years past with 31 days of cut files, we're doing it different this year. We are doing the first 13 days on our YouTube channel. First, not 13 days, 13 cut files. They're going to be on our YouTube channels, so anybody can watch, but you can't get the kit to do the ones that we're doing unless you actually purchase the class. And if you purchase the class, you will be automatically in, automatically get all of the cut files. You can decide if you want them digitally or physically, and they are a slightly different cost. And then we also have an exclusive paper kit collection that goes with it. And there will be a bunch of Zoom classes in that we actually get together with you so you can ask questions and do your layouts with us. And you do not, it's all recorded and everything. So if you miss a class, it's all recorded and ready to go. And it's going to be a lot of fun. That portion of it starts in September 3rd. So if you're interested in that, I will drop a link down below so that you can check out the information on MK's site in case that's something that you might be interested in doing with us. It's going to be a ton of fun. You will get all of the cut files for the YouTube portion for August and for the actual classroom portion over Zoom, and that is, I think it's 25 cut files, you guys, and they are all custom cut files that MK and I created ourselves. So lots of fun. You can check it out. The link is below. Okay. Also, it'd be really cool to know if you enjoy this slower format that we are doing this month with splitting out how we're doing our videos. We both really enjoy trying new things, and so we're just trying something a little bit different. If you do enjoy it, this might be something that we bring back in September, just because we will be running our class at that point, and you know, we both have limited time available to do all of the things. So this is a little bit different format that saves us a little bit of time. I know some people really do love real-time video, but I also know it's not everyone's cup of tea. So you can drop a comment down below and tell me what you think. Always want to know. Okay, popping this up onto some foam tape just to give it a little extra dimension. I also rolled the edges over this Juniper Mist ink pad from Catherine Pooler, and I did that just to give it a little bit of a pop, and I do really like how that looks. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. This is not glued down. I'm kind of just auditioning it there, letting it live there. It's one thing that I do when I am not 100% sold on the spot that it's going. I do think I'm going to use it. I just need to make sure that's where I want to use it. So, yeah, I still would really like to cover that up. I got rid of a lot of the blue, but there's some blue on here, but I don't think this is the right thing to cover it. I feel like it would need to be bigger across here to kind of like bring your eye across. So I don't know that it's going to get anything up there, but maybe I have a different label. Maybe I have a blue one over here that could work. I mean, I do have blue ones. It's just whether it's the right size and shape. This one is actually in the Juniper Mist color, although it's not called Juniper Mist, but it does kind of match this blue and the blue there. So that kind of brings my dark colors. And then I could bring some orange up here. Maybe I'll do that. That might be a really good answer to the problem, you guys. I'm kind of loving that. To get rid of these little circular things, I like to just use my hole punch because I feel like they're a pain to fussy cut. So I start by lining it up with the arch, and then I just bring it out a little bit. And that one I brought out a little bit too much. It is really hard to cut it though once it's cut and you're just moving a little bit off of it, because it likes to have take a bigger chunk out of it basically. I feel like I'm gonna have to glue that down just a little bit more. Whew. I had to blow it off because it had debris from my labels. Now my question to myself is, do I want just the bottom border showing and having it going off the page? I think so. I don't think I want it fully on the page. But I do want it down far enough that it covers up my little smudge. So I'm going to flip the whole thing around so that I can see better where the edge of the smudge is. Maybe like right there. Okay. This is not, oh, it's stuck to the photo. It's not really glued down, but it is stuck to the photo. Let's see if I can cut this off while it's still a little bit wet without pulling it off. I might have to let that dry first. And be very careful. Okay, I think that looks good. And then, let's see here, do I put the superstar up there? Or this guy. I think the superstar has to go up there. But again, because I inked that guy, I'm going to ink this guy. Just a little tap tap. Tappity tap. Glue that guy down. I think I'm going to go right here because if I leave this over here, it still gives me a nice triangle. If I put it way over here, then I don't know, it feels like it's going to be off balance somehow. I think this is going to go in here, to be honest with you. And you can still read that it says swim, so I think that's okay. And then that one can go right there, ready, set, swim, I think. My other option would be, I feel like I've got too much orange over there, so that's not going to go over there. Could go over here. Yeah, I'm not mad about that. I think that could go right there. Or right there. Let's try it one more time over here. Decisions. I actually kind of like it over here. I feel like it's kind of finishing it off over there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Just tapping these guys off into here. I'm not worrying about the blue one because it's blue and doesn't really need it. These were sticky at one point, if you remember when I put them into the kit. It was sticky. And I took the stick off using my Tailored Expressions anti-static tool, which is a fabulous tool. There we go. And again, I love being able to tuck things in, so that's awesome. Do I feel like I need something blue over here just because I've got that? I've got the blue and the orange, the blue and the orange. This is blue and orange, but I kind of feel like it needs something. I don't know what. Not a word, I can say that. Not anything on that page. Definitely not anything on that page. I do like that there's a bicycle for a different layout I was looking at making, so maybe I'll stick that over there. These I think are supposed to be sequins. I don't think they look like sequins very much on this page though. So I don't know. Maybe I will bring in just a few sequins from this sequin pack. Like I said, I was gonna do some stitching, like stitch across these, but at this point I'm over it. And I'm gonna be real honest, one of the reasons that I haven't been doing as much stitching is I do have an arm injury that I have been in physical therapy for quite some time. So the stitching does not make it feel any better. So I have been doing stitching for certain things, but I've been trying to kind of limit that, and I have not been doing as much. And I have been doing some on my sewing machine rather than hand stitching when I can. I do love the look of it. It's not completely out of my, oh, I almost put that upside down. It's not completely out of my realm of things that I would do, but until my arm is healed, I am kind of like trying not to make it any worse, basically. So been trying to avoid having to have things done to my arm that I don't really want to have done, like surgery. So there's that. They would probably tell me I should stop doing this if they actually knew that I was doing this, but I don't know. I did say scrapbooking. I said I do scrapbooking, so they know. I'm not sure that the therapist actually knows what that actually means, though. So there's that. And luckily it's the left arm, so if it was the right arm, I don't know. I think I might not be doing this, but it's not the right arm. I'm just gonna put like 3 little sequins here just to kind of give it a little visual triangle in each little cluster. I'm liking it. I think it's cute. These are an old sequin pack from Not Just for Boys. Oh my gosh, this one doesn't want to flip over. Flip. There we go. I try to do it so the cupped side is up, and that way it gives me the most surface area on the layout, but that one did not want to flip over. Okay, I'm liking it. I'm liking it, you guys. These are kind of like a little orangey tiger stripe kind of deal. I don't know where they came up with these, but they're super cute. I need a clear one. Okay, we'll go with this one first then. The clear one didn't want to get picked up. Okay, there's the clear one. All right. Super cute, you guys. I love it. It just gives it a fun, bubbly feel. I could put some over here, but then at that point I'm like, do I do a whole nother visual triangle or just keep it with my cluster? I think I'm just going to keep them with my main clusters. Sometimes my title can be part of my cluster, but in this case, it's just my title. But I do love how it looks. This gives me a little spot to write. I can put the date on here. I actually took these photos. I'm not the one who always takes him, or was always taking him to his swim lessons. But on this particular day, I was there, so I took pictures, and I thought it was really cute that he's starting to learn stroke. That's it, you guys. I'm calling it done. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget to go and check out what MK's doing on her channel for Figure It Out Friday and figuring out putting together her layout. And if you've missed any of her layouts or my layouts for this week, you're going to want to go back and watch them to see how all of this came together. And don't forget to check out everyone who was playing along with Rainbow Crush. Yes, it is over. It happened on Wednesday. It's the first, not the first, the second Wednesday of the month. But we started this on Monday with Messy Monday, and then we went to Rainbow Crush and a combination of Rainbow Crush and what goes with it Wednesday. So you're going to want to go and check out all those videos so you can see how it came together. I'll put a link down below for MK's channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you missed anything, you can go back on my channel and check that out also. And I will see you guys again real soon with another video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.